Hello, APTT families. My name's Meg Killingsworth, and I want to welcome you to APTT tonight. I'm the Family Engagement Coordinator, and so my job is to help navigate the school and help with learning at home. So what we've done tonight is we've come up with a skill that you can really help with at home, but in a fun way. After a long day at school, your child's going to be exhausted. And so we've got a couple of games that we'd like to share with you where your child probably won't even know that he or she is practicing some learning. So by this time in the meeting, you have seen these games and you've seen the list. So what I would start by doing is going through the list and taking a look at the uppercase letters and seeing which ones your child needs to still practice. Some kindergartners come in knowing all their letters, some kids come in knowing none of their letters, and usually it's somewhere in between. But with ARC, our reading program that we use, they actually say we should expect nothing. So you're going to start with your letters and go ahead and see which ones your child needs to work on. And then you can go to the lowercase letters and then even to the sounds. If your child is doing well and solid on those things, then you can go on to the word list and get started on the word list. So what you're going to do is in your pack, you have index cards. You want to write one letter or one sound on each card, and I've even mixed in some words there as well. So for the game Boom, you're going to put some of what you've quizzed your child on, one on each card of what your child needs to practice. And I would only do 10 or 15 at a time. When your child gets really strong on these, then you can add more. I also added a couple of boom cards in there, and that's what's going to make the game fun, where your child doesn't even really know that he or she's learning. So in order to play Boom, you're going to go back and forth. So you'll have your child read the letter or the word. If he or she can do it, then they keep the card. If not, then it's your turn. And that's great modeling for your child. So if my child didn't know this letter, then I'd say that's a T, so mommy gets to keep it. And then it's back to your child's turn. She or he can read it, or it's your turn. And you'll keep going back and forth and making a pile back and forth with the words or the letters until you get to boom. Now, I will warn you, sometimes this can cause a few tears. So you can play it one of two ways. You could say, okay, boom card means skip your turn and back to me. Or if I get the boom, skip my turn, go back to you. Or you can take all the cards. Now I'll warn you, that does cause tears sometimes. So you decide how you want to play that. But the boom card means skip a turn or collect all the cards, and then you keep playing, and the person with the most cards at the end is going to be the winner. So that's one fun way to practice your letters and sounds and not even really know you're practicing. They're just playing a game. The other way is called sight word pathways. So you take your cards and you've got one on each card still practicing those words or those letters that your child needs to practice, and then you scatter them around the room in a path. So then your child is going to go on the path and stop and read each word. And let's say we're on the path and we read like. Good job. You go to the next word. They could hop, they could walk, they could skip, they could go from table to table and just pick up the cards, but you're going to make a path with those cards. And then if your child doesn't know one of the words, then say that word's like. Let's put it someplace else on the path. So that way, when he or she gets there, they're practicing it again. Again, it just makes it fun. We did not include fly swatters this time, but in the past we've given fly swatters, brand new clean ones. Spatula is another thing that you can use, and lay your words and letters out on a table, and then have your child take the spatula and slap the card. So you say, I want you to slap like, your child slaps like. I want you to slap, not boom, but B, your child slaps B. And then you can also lay them out and say, you tell me what you want me to slap. So your child says, slap the T, and then you do that, and that makes it fun. After a long day in kindergarten, it's all about how do we practice without my child even knowing that we're really practicing. So you reading a bedtime story is great modeling. You playing these games is great learning at home, and yet they won't even know. So we hope you've enjoyed tonight, and thank you so much for coming. Happy learning.